Once upon a time,
Allah, nervousnya. Interview kerja juga ke?
Betul, hang ingat aku main sini boleh write tau.
Oh, tak ada. Nampak baju smart macam kerja sini, interview kerja juga. Sorry lah bang.
Cakap elok sikit lah.
Sorry bang.
Hang pun main sini nak minta interview kerja lah ni.
Interview kerja bang, dah pakai smart-smart ni, datang dari kampung, bawa ni file bang. Sorry bang.
Oh, I see. Budak kampung. Nama apa nama?
Oh, nama saya Hazim bang. Hazim.
Elok lah, nama dengan muka sama.
Alhamdulillah. Terima kasih bang.
Ni, aku nak tanya lah ni, yang confident boleh nak main orang kata interview ni, hang punya CGPA tu berapa?
Oh dah bang. CGPA saya rendah bang, 3.2 je. Saya malu sebenarnya bang.
3.2?
3.2 je bang.
Wow, 3.2 pun berani main lah. Hebat lah ni. Tak mau tanya ke aku punya CGPA berapa?
Ya bang, berapa?
4.5 kayangan.
Oh mak, 4.5.
Ingat aku double degree tau.
Oh, mesti Yapin ke? Tinggi pun.
Aku macam tak berhati lah. Hang tak kenal ke aku ni siapa?
Oh, sorry bang, saya tak ada handphone bang.
Ni Tengku Syawal bin Tengku Mas'ud. Tahu tak? Ni aku bukan anak orang biasa-biasa tau. Aku ni anak Tan Sri tau. Anak Tan Sri.
Oh. Ush. Tak sangka jumpa kat sini. Allah.
Dah lah, cakap dengan buang masa aku je lah.
Secure pula saya. Lama lagi aku nak panggil nama ni. Allah, ya Allah. Nervous ya Allah. Lama lagi.
Ahmad Hazim.
Baru sebut dah panggil nama dah.
Tengku Syawal, sila masuk.
Sama pula.
Boleh pula sekali dengan budak ni.
Sorry bang.
Dah lah. Tapi tunggu balik, jalan lah.
Okay, sorry bang, saya gerak dulu.
And also a warm welcome to our special guest speaker, Mr. Syarafi. Have a clap everyone.
Yay!
So Mr. Raf, have you take your lunch today?
Yes, I have gotten my lunch a few minutes before this meeting started. Sorry, this session, sorry.
Thank you for being with us.
No problem, my pleasure.
Mr. Syarafi, kita hari ni have almost like 100 of participants today. Ya Allah, ramai.
One of the highest, eh?
Yes.
So I guess everyone is very excited to work ni, Mr. Raf. Ramai yang nak bekerja ni. They want to know what is this? How should they prepare themselves, ya?
Betul.
Betul tu, madam.
Okay guys, seperti mana yang anda nampak pada hari ini adalah topik kita from campus to corporate, everything you need to know. So Farah, did you know ataupun pernah dengar pasal corporate ni sebelum ni? Macam apakah yang terlintas kat fikiran?
Boleh kira. Actually, Farah pun tertanya-tanya juga, what is corporate? And I think our audience also must have their own view of this corporate word, right?
Yeah, betul.
So, as for me, apa yang terlintas di fikiran Farah adalah corporate ni was related to a large company or firm endorse yang pakai kod and semestinya kemas dari segi penampilan dan sebagainya. Boleh ke macam tu? Diterima ke maksudnya Kira?
Betul juga yang tu Farah. Kadang-kadang kita nampak orang pakai jaket smart-smart ni. Diorang kerja corporate kan ni kan?
Yes.
So today kita akan discuss nak tahu lagi banyak lagi pasal corporate world ni. Macam mana pula nanti as a fresh graduate, lepas je kita graduate daripada kita punya universiti, kita nak masuk working world, betul.
working
Masuk
world,
alam
Kira.
pekerjaan. Macam mana kita student ni nanti dah graduate nak masuk je alam pekerjaan. Macam mana ni takutnya.
Yeah.
So we hope throughout this session you will get fruitful information and facts on corporate world, dunia pekerjaan ni lah. And for that, we are very fortunate today to have Mr. Syarafi. So everyone stay put wherever you are. Throughout this discussion, we hope everyone can be benefited from this topic.
Perhaps before we start our talk session for today, it would be an honor for us to share about the background of our speakers, Mr. Ahmad Syarafi. So, Mr. Syarafi was graduated from University Technology Mara in Foundation of Pre-Law Studies and also furthered his education in bachelor's degree in Faculty of Business Administration and Management. And now, Mr. Syarafi was working as the graduate trainee at the Star Media Group Berhad Management. Dan untuk pengetahuan awak-awak semua, Mr. Syarafi was also one of the alumni in UiTM campus Bandaraya Melaka. So now, I would like to invite our speaker, Mr. Syarafi, to give a few words to our audience for today. Dipersilakan Mr. Syarafi.
Okay, thank you Farah and thank you Shakira. Very good evening to everyone. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you for your time today. I know it's not easy, especially during the pandemic. Petang pula tu kan. Special thanks to everyone for inviting me as your speaker, and it is a great honor to have been given the opportunity today to share some of my experience in the corporate world. So you guys can see that I'm pretty young-ish into this. I have been in this graduate trainee program and I have find the experience very fruitful, very diverse. I hope you guys will be able to take whatever you can and stay still to the end of the session, because I do have something extra. Ada something at the end too saya akan share with you guys and provide. It could be good especially for those yang akan hit the job market soon. So thank you. I think that's all from me. We'll get
Alright. Thank you Mr. Syarafi.
Excited sangat hari ni Syawal. Rasanya bukan kita je yang excited ni. Partisipan kita pun excited tentang topik kita hari ni. Betul tak Mira? Topik kita apa ni Mira hari ni?
Hari ni kita akan dengar personally daripada Encik Raf his experience transitioning daripada a student, fresh grad into the working world.
Wow, as you can see, I also excited guys sebab kita punya participant sekarang ni adalah 106 orang.
Wow. Thank you so much semua orang.
You guys are so awesome. Okay. Tadi berkaitan dengan ada kita punya host dengan co-host ada bercakap pasal our speaker which is our alumni kan, Fatih?
Ya, betul tu Syawal.
So this is a great opportunity for us lah, as we also from the same university. Kita akan hari ni santai-santai je kita punya session. Jangan risau, jangan stress. Kita just nak sharing session and also we gonna hear some of the experience from our honored speaker for today. Okay, without further ado, let's begin our session, should we?
Yes, let's go.
Yes.
Okay lah. Okay, I will start with okay, Encik Raf. First of all, like tadi adalah orang kata sedikit introduction lah about the definition what is actually mean by the corporate world. Jadi saya nak tambah sedikit lah. Cumanya saya nak tambah. Actually, these corporate companies started to grow in our country, which is Malaysia, since 21st century. Did you know that?
No, I did not know that, but thank you for the information.
Yeah, I did some research on that. So
Good.
especially what I want to say is benda ni dah lama actually, dah bertapak dekat Malaysia. Tapi some of us je yang tak wujud orang kata know the existence of these corporate companies. So there are a lot of corporate companies that I can say lah top leading juga dekat Malaysia ni yang can worldwide compete with other countries lah from the international itself. Jadi for example that I can give lah, contohnya TNB, Genting Group, Berdaya Corporation and the media itself. Fatin tahu ke?
Tak lupa juga speaker kita ni dari salah satu corporate company yang terkenal dari Malaysia ni. Betul Mira?
Which is the Star Media Corporation.
Yes,
betul.
absolutely. Okay, so based on apa yang saya dah share tadi sedikit tu, jadi first of all, I would like to ask you, can you share with us a little bit about your experience, Mr. Ralph? Contohnya lah, as you are working in such a big company, also well-known company, which is the Star Media Corporation.
Boleh. Okay. Thank you for the question. So, just to explain to everyone what I do, basically I am a graduate trainee. What that means is, diorang akan hire orang yang fresh grad, and you will go through a new department every 3 months. So, unlike permanent employer ataupun permanent employee, you don't stay and do one job for the next 2 or 3 years or 4 to 5 years, but you rotate between you rotate to another department, to different departments every 3 months. So as of now, I dah rotate to around 7 different departments.
Wow.
And yeah, so my experience come from working with all these 7 different departments, also presented to the C-suites, business project, and a lot of other projects in between lah. Okay, so my experience working with the #1 media English newspaper. Okay, so experience-wise, of course lah, you go into this, you masuk je, you tak tahu nak buat apa, you just graduated, you tak ada knowledge on how to work aside from your internship. Tu pun you can't really consider as a working experience much because, yeah, it's an internship. Your expectations of you is quite minimal. So once you start working, you akan fikir macam, okay, bos aku akan bagi aku kerja, aku akan buat sebaik mungkin.
Alright.
Which is not really necessarily the case for everything. Sebab usually how corporations work, they will have one objective and I want you to reach it. You kena capai objektif ni, I tak kira macam ni you buat, asalkan dapat ni. Tapi kalau salah, silap you. Kalau betul, I dapat kredit. Macam tu lah. Something like that. Memang but I will share with you parts of the interview lah. So graduate trainee program ni, graduate trainees are not like any other employees lah. The interview process is harsh. The assessment process is harsh. You are tested on your soft skills, your communication skills, how presentable you look, how well you carry yourself, how articulate you are. So it's not down to the CGPA. I know most of the students akan risau pasal CG cukup ke tak nak apply kerja, but most of the time your CG will only help you to make a good first impression.
Saya nak tanya lah, as a personally lah untuk Cik Ralph, why you choose this media company instead of, yalah kita tahu banyak lagi company yang corporate company ni dekat luar sana kan, tapi why? Apa yang drive you to be one of the staff in this media company?
Okay, soalan ni is actually sometimes asked in interviews. Why do you choose this company? Why the Star? So jawapan, saya bagi you guys 2 jawapan lah. Satu jawapan kalau saya nak kerja kat sini, masa saya dapat soalan ni during the interview is this. I feel like I'm a creative person and I feel like the media industry is going through an era of change. The company can't get through this change. So we word it in a way that we know that ni. So to answer your question, Syawal, why I choose this company is because I feel like I'm creative. I feel like I have a lot to contribute to this company, and I feel that this program can actually toughen me up, and I can learn a lot from it. So jawapan jujur saya, jawapan dalam hati saya is it is an employer's market out there. Maksud dia employee lagi banyak daripada employer. Banyak boleh pilih talent kat luar sana. Especially fresh grads banyak nak tak ada kerja apa semua. So diorang boleh have their pick. Diorang tak rugi pun. So I must know what I want. I have that self respect, I know what I want, tapi I tak boleh apa tu, just because kerja ni tak sesuai, rasa tak sesuai, I tak boleh nak memilih-milih lah. And this program, the management training program, is aligning with my end goals, which I want to learn and I want to be highly marketable in the market. So this is why I choose this program lah.
So Ralph, can you
Yes.
like tell us how is the media company affected by the pandemic right now?
Okay, the media company, even before the pandemic, the media company is going through tremendous change, especially with the transparency of media sekarang kan. Sekarang ni media lagi senang access dekat Twitter, dekat Facebook, dekat Instagram, semua dah boleh jumpa dah news before keluar dekat surat khabar pun ataupun before keluar dekat news portal pun. It's normal. So because of this, the viewership has slightly shifted down lah. So, and to answer your question, during the pandemic, we see an upward turn lah sebab ramai orang macam duduk rumah tak tahu nak buat apa, bosan sangat baca berita korang macam.
It is
Amazing.
considered
So,
essential, yeah? Betul, right?
Yeah, it is. That's why
Right,
sometimes I
right.
still have to go into office juga.
If you are required to go to the office, what are like the tasks that you have to perform in the office as compared to when you are remote working?
Okay, so usually during ada certain functions in the that can only be done using the internal network. Contohnya macam you want to drop ads to the pagination, macam nak pastikan iklan-iklan keluar dekat surat khabar apa semua, you can't do it remotely because there's a certain encrypted access from the office. So sometimes you have to be in the office untuk jalankan benda-benda function je. Tapi hand to God, truth be told, sebenarnya tak perlu dekat office pun. Kalau most of the other managerial functions semua nak liaise dengan orang, tapi ada juga orang yang you kena kejar, yang jenis yang tak reti nak balas email, tak reti nak balas text ni, you guys kena kejar in the office sebab there are certain people you have to work with that don't respond to digital messaging lah. Dia orang much more comfortable that way.
Okay, so Mr. Ralph, as we know, you are with one of the best-selling English newspaper company, which is The Star, kan? So I do believe anyone yang nak join The Star will need to be profound in both written and spoken English. Jadi betul ke kalau kita nak masuk this corporate world, kan? Do we need to be really good in English? How much good?
Okay, I can for corporate sahaja ke for The Star sahaja? Or for
you
corporate
can
in general, or I can answer for both lah. Okay, so I'll answer more in depth for The Star dulu. Since The Star punya branding is the #1 English newspaper, it depends on the job function as well actually. Some job functions and some teams, they are more consist of people yang lagi banyak cakap bahasa Melayu daripada orang yang cakap bahasa Inggeris. But in terms of communication in the corporate world, you have to sometimes liaise between departments kan. English is the lingua franca. I would say that you don't have to be excellent using bombastic words all the damn time. No.
Right.
Tak perlu. Simple, understandable and holistic is enough. So bila cukup orang faham, as long as you can deliver and understand an instruction, it's good. You can communicate, you boleh buat kerja. Tapi those are the requirements lah. You can't expect everyone to cater to your non-proficiency kan. So apa-apa pun kita kena at least lah ada a basic or a decent understanding of both spoken and English, written English. Tapi of course in The Star, kalau katakan you work for M-Star, I don't know if anyone heard of M-Star here, pretty sure someone at least have. Tapi M-Star is basically our Malay news portal lah, where branding dia memang gossip. You guys will never see those kind of content dekat The Star online, but you will see it on M-Star. And M-Star dia punya branding memang Malay news portal.
I see.
Apa semua. So kalau macam tu, English cukup lah. As long as you can communicate with outside people, cukup lah. Sebab most of the time diorang write in Malay anyway. So, tak payah tinggi sangat knowledge English tu pun okay. Tapi okay, now I'm gonna go into general corporation. I used to intern dekat legal department in Carigali Has. Carigali Has ni is a joint venture between Petronas Carigali and Has Oil from Thailand, or sekarang USWE lah. So pekerja dia orang is about 40% Malay, and 10% Chinese and 10% Indian. And even though majority is Malay and Thai, they all speak in English. So semua kena cakap bahasa Inggeris sebab that's the middle ground yang semua boleh buat.
Right.
Everyone needs to communicate. Everyone needs to communicate. Everyone needs to deliver. Everyone needs to understand. And the basic common language is English. Even our CEO is a expat American lah back then. Joaquin Martinez, yeah. So question, cut it short. Yes, it is it is a must.
Cik Raf cakap lah, the English is important lah to as a language for communicate with others people lah. So moving to the next question, in terms of we as a student lah kan, we need to join a program like module that has been organised by Unit Kejayaan and Counselling. Other than the language itself, we also need to prepare ourselves before we get into a working life kan. So I bet that all the IPT and the IPTS itself required to join this module and program. Like kita dah di-prepare kan untuk buat a good resume kan. And we also learn that by having a good and adequate professional online profile lah, like such as saya boleh bagi example like LinkedIn, it's create a chance to be hired. But based on my research, almost 90% lah saya baca ni, recruiter use LinkedIn to scout their candidates. Some of the employer juga, diorang tengok macam mana cara kita share benda-benda lah, posting-posting yang kita share on our social media account, in example like in Instagram, Twitter, Facebook kan. Based on opinion Cik Raf sendirilah, how important having this online profile such as LinkedIn ni lah. Apa ya information yang kita boleh share dalam LinkedIn ni, sedangkan kami ni baru je fresh graduate.
So quick clarification on your question. So you need to ask me what can we share on LinkedIn, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, what we can share on LinkedIn itself.
Okay, let's start from the top. Kejap. LinkedIn ni is you gotta remember it's a professional. It's like Facebook tapi professional. So nak share nak share yang kucing hilang ke apa, probably not the most suitable site to go for lah. So, but on LinkedIn usually is you keep track of, it's like a resume plus Facebook kind of platform. I understand that most youngsters, people love to use, diorang suka lah cari kerja dekat Facebook, cari kerja dekat some off website, job finder ke kan. Most popular is Job Street lah. Tapi I can tell you, walaupun ramai company yang buat macam tu, mostly startups, most big operations diorang akan pakai LinkedIn. Sebab apa? Company besar ni diorang punya, you guys have to remember juga, it's not nak senangkan kita je, nak senangkan kita as a candidate sahaja. We have to buatkan senang untuk employer kita juga, future employer kita. So future employer kita banyak screen through resume, takkan beribu-ribu resume tu mestilah diorang akan pakai platform yang senangkan diorang kan. So like I said, it's an employer's market. Employer's market ni that's the normal case. Even for my program yang 14 orang dapat as a management trainee, the original applicants there were about 500. So macam mana diorang, takkanlah diorang nak interview seorang-seorang kan, that would waste their time. So macam mana saya dapat pun saya apply kat LinkedIn.
This one of the tips ke yang kita orang boleh guna untuk preparation for us?
Yes, yes. Please update your LinkedIn. Of course, I'm not dismissing anything. Tapi memang boleh je guna platform lain. Like you can start your career any way you want.
But 500, that's a lot. So you were quite humble in the sense that, you know, I'm sure there's something about you that attracted them to be hired. Yeah.
I can tell you this lah, most management trainee program, kalau ada yang interested nak join, they will look at you when your guard is down. Bukan macam kalau diorang kasih assessment kau kena present, time tu je diorang judge kau. Bukan. It's when kau sembang dengan teammates kau, it's when you converse, whether you're humble or not. Because one of these things lah, you have to be a team player juga. That's one of the soft skills that they're looking for. Having an online profile kan. Yes, it is important for big corporations. I don't dismiss anyone yang tak adalah cakap yang orang yang apply kerja kat Facebook tu apa tak betul. Boleh je. You can start your career any way you want. Sebab ada juga company-company yang hantar sebab dia nak macam asalnya dia nak sikit je applicant tapi tiba-tiba dapat banyak pula. Lepas tu jadi ramai pula orang apply. So the best way to streamline all this is when dia orang apply directly through LinkedIn and then they can just filter out, okay, aku nak ada yang cakap dalam resume katakan project management. Lepas tu yang tak ada project management tu dia terus skip through je.
So have you ever experienced interviews where they ask for your social media like IG, Facebook to see like what kind of character you are?
I have been to a couple of interviews masa saya kena sidai tu. I got a few jobs juga tapi this is where I don't agree that I humble lah. I thought it was below me. So masa tu lah kena belajar humble jangan okay. Tapi none of those interviews actually asked for my social media untuk stalk how I do, because apa-apa pun professional and personal life cannot be mixed. So diorang tak boleh judge you based on what you post on your social media. So the only way they can actually quote unquote judge you is when they go to LinkedIn lah. Bila diorang pergi LinkedIn baru diorang nak kata judge, oh orang ni ada achievement ni, orang ni ada achievement ni. And of course sebab resume korang akan, kalau korang jenis yang banyak achievement boleh tebal-tebal tau, and chances are diorang tak pandang sangat pun, tapi when they skim through your LinkedIn apa semua, oh orang ni ada skill ni. And LinkedIn has this system where they can actually test your skill. Katakan kau cakap kau power Microsoft PowerPoint ataupun Microsoft Excel, they have a test to see what level you are at, so you can't lie.
Wow.
Unless you guys masa tengah buat test tu panggil kawan yang pandai Excel tolong buatkan, then itu wallahu alam lah kan. That one there's always, tapi I can tell you lah, if you try to lie you will always get caught. When push comes to shove, masa tengah buat kerja ke apa, when it comes down to it, you can't lie your way out of it. So yeah. So LinkedIn, for everyone who is going to the job market, start listing out your achievement apa semua on LinkedIn. Saya ketua projek bawa my team masa student IB dulu. I bawa my team to Indonesia, Malang, Surabaya. So that can be part of my achievements as well. Sebab apa? What interviewer sees is, oh, Mamat ni pandai lead orang. This guy has leadership skills. This guy has project management skills.
So I guess like organizing committee for Pdtalk series pun boleh lah letak juga ya?
Boleh, sangat boleh. I've told all the committee member, you guys should put on your LinkedIn or put on your resume when you apply for this, because this really shows a lot. Organizing, project management.
Saya nak tanya lah, based on your own experience lah, you have had attend this interview lah sebelum being accepted to be part of the Star Media Corporation itself kan? So most commonly soalan ataupun question yang kita dengar lah adalah mengenai the interview we ask you, describe yourself, tell me about yourself, why I should hire you instead of others, macam tu lah. So I would like to ask for your maybe you can share your answer, how you actually answer for this type of questions that are being asked by the interviewers.
Okay, so I ada pakai this template in my head whenever I go for interviews, and alhamdulillah so far it works. Of course, different interviews will ask different questions. Tapi yes, tell me about yourself. what are your strengths and weaknesses, what would you say your biggest strength, what would you say your biggest weaknesses, tu macam template interviewer lah kan. Macam diorang ni tak ada soalan lain nak tanya. On top of what do you know about the company. When they ask me tell me about yourself, I try not to sell too hard lah. Jangan kipas diri sendiri banyak sangat lah. Jangan cakap
Right.
I got straight A's, I was captain ni, I was captain that. Maybe they wanted to know you on a personal level. So my advice to anyone yang nak pergi interviewer tu, you have to match your energy. You have to match their energy as well with them. That's how you build connections. This is what people meant by non-verbal communication is good. Is good. Is part of the is part of the acceptance process. So bila kita match their energy, kalau dia orang jenis melo macam interview, okay, tell me about yourself. Kau janganlah macam bergah-gah sangat. It could be good, but it can also backfire. Sebab these kind of things is a bit vague lah. Because you have to remember your interviewer is also human. They can change. They could be bothered by something non-related to you. Some people don't know how to separate professionalism and personal stuff.
That's true. Right.
So bila diorang tanya, tell me about yourself, I will always start with my name. I graduated daripada mana. I major in apa, which is in this case is bachelor's degree in international business. Lepas tu I cakap je lah, my dad buat apa, my mum buat apa, I ada berapa siblings, and that's it. I stopped there. And then after I got to the personal part, I cerita pasal my achievements, ataupun after I stop, I wait for them to ask me another question, ataupun I continue. Depends on their energy.
But there are also some cases where they add up and they ask you question like, why should we hire you?
Why should we? I got that question once, and it was for a sales position dekat CIMB Bank. It was a personal finance advisor punya position at CIMB Bank. I did not like that interview.
Right.
I got the job, tapi I did not like that interview.
Okay, kan. But it's quite a common question juga tau.
Betul. That's why I say match their energy. Kalau dia orang cakap macam tu, means they want you to be aggressive juga. Sebab that interview wants me to be someone who's money hungry. Sebab that's a requirement for the job. Either way, they need the right person for the job. So when you don't reflect the energy that they need, then you know you're not right lah. So if you ask me, why should we hire you? You This is when you relate back to the question yang what you know about the company tau. Sebab if that company, you need to know what the company does, you need to know what the company do, you need to know how the business works, what's their main business revenue model, apa semua untuk jawab. And then you position yourself as an asset. Macam mana company tu boleh labur duit yang berbaloi nak bayar kau ni, katakan gaji 3,000, 36k a year. Macam mana you can justify your price macam tu. So why should we hire you? Why should we spend 36k on you for a year? Macam, so match their energy. That's one. Know what you're doing. Sell yourself. Sorry to say lah, sell yourself.
Sarah, from your statement, you have mentioned yang you need to match their energy macam employees kita kan. Okay, let's say lah in terms of personality. So kita ada introvert dengan extrovert kan. So what if contohlah macam saya sendiri, kadang-kadang saya I don't really I do like talk to people, but there are times yang I just tak nak
bersosial,
borak dengan, you know what I mean, right? So I just don't want to mingle around with people. I just want to do my work. I want to go back home, tu je. Tapi macam for those yang dah kenal kita, so dia tahulah perangai kita macam mana. Oh, it's okay. Dia bukan marah pun, dia okay je. Tapi orang yang tak kenal kita macam, dia ni kenapa kan? So in your opinion lah, do I need to change this kalau I nak masuk into the corporate world?
Short answer, no. Long answer, would you believe me if I say I'm an introvert as well? I took the Myers-Briggs punya personality test. I scored as an INFP. classify as an introvert sebab I do not like to be in social situations. Masa saya nak masuk ni pun saya dah macam alah astagfirullahalazim. Save me. But yeah, so tapi my word of advice is the only time you have to change is during the interview. Macam the saying goes lah, fake it till you make it. Sebab you want your employees to like you. Apa tu, kalau diorang dah hire kau, there's still a probational period where in 3 months it's to save both parties tau. To save it's to save yourself and also to save the company. Katakan 3 bulan ni lepas interview, you masuk and company tak suka you, they can just fire you in the next 24 hours and kita orang bayar apa yang kau dah serve lah. Same goes to you.
Jadinya bila-bila at least orang kata this participant will be terminated if they not perform. Betul.
Not to say terminated lah. Okay lah, terminated lah juga. Macam kasar sikit lah terminated tu. Okay lah, dilepaskan.
Dilepaskan.
Tapi it goes both ways. Katakan kau masuk, tiba-tiba kau rasa tak, like you don't feel comfortable being in this situation. Like everyone around you is an extrovert. No one you can jive with. No one you can be friends with. It's to save yourself as well. And because within 24 hours, kau boleh caw macam tu je. Because after probation, you will have to serve, you have to tender your resignation at least 2 to 3 months before your final day. Sebab apa?
Yeah.
Company need to find someone to fill in your role ataupun to compensate
And
with the workload.
And if you leave just like that, you are subject to legal lah.
Betul.
So boleh kena tindakan lah kan Encik Raf?
Depends. Ada company yang ada tindakan, ada company yang you boleh nego, ada company yang gaji yang katakan suruh bagi 3 bulan resignation tapi kau nak 2 bulan je. So sebulan lagi tu kau bayar gaji yang yang company kau bayar. Katakan gaji is about 3,000. Kau kena bayar 3,000 back to the company.
Sebagai compensation lah macam tu lah.
It depends on your negotiation with the HR lah and with your boss. But my suggestion is kalau nak leave, this is from every job I got. Walaupun dekat Kidzania, dekat Starbucks, dia orang selalu cakap benda sama. Kalau nak kalau nak keluar cara elok lah. Jangan keluar mendadak macam tu. Sebab apa? Menyusahkan orang and you will have a blacklist on your name. So we don't want that. Kalau nak keluar cara. Yes, betul.
Okay, Mr. Raf, boleh ke kalau saya punya pengalaman kan, saya want to share a little bit about my experience before during my diploma punya masa. Saya pernah bekerja lah dekat Pizza Hut contohnya. Jadi boleh ke saya like sebutkan this kind of experience during the interview?
Okay. Masa interview saya dekat Star ataupun dekat mana-mana, saya banyak cerita pasal experience saya kat Kidzania dengan Starbucks. Sebab the most common skill in frontliner punya kerja, not frontliner yang sekarang ni, frontliner back then, is satu customer service. Sebab tak ramai orang boleh tahan dengan customer yang gila-gila. 2 is empathy. 3 is communication skills. So benda-benda soft skill ni, even if you cerita pasal benda-benda macam ni, katakan kat Kidzania dulu, sekerja Kidzania dulu, ceritalah apa experience. Contoh Pizza Hut kan, you guys buat pizza, you handle order, kata je lah itu macam bolehlah kelentong sikit, you can tweak it in a way that is appeasing to your employers. Making pizzas, no. Handling line orders in a fashion manner, to manage food delivery under the under the given time and high pressure. Kau badal je. So cerita kita ubah-ubah sikit lah.
Ubah-ubah and add on some like tipu sunat sikit lah
Tak ada lah tipu sunat. Technically it's true. Betul. It's true. You're not lying on your resume. Tapi bila kau kerja dekat certain company, certain frontline apa semua ni, one more thing you can say is resilience. Sabar. Tahan.
Betul.
Okay Cik Ram, macam tadi kita dah tanya preparation in term of interview. Sekarang ni saya nak tanya pula in term of working life. Commonly lah kan Cik Ram, kita banyak dengar tau story tentang corporate world ni, it can be demanding in term of working hour. The common
Okay.
working hour selalunya minimum from 8 hour kan. 8 hour like from 8 to 5 p.m. Kan Mr. Raf?
Nine.
And then
9 to
9 to
5
5
job.
p.m. Ya.
Mm.
Then saya ada dengar juga and baca lah tentang experience corporate staff ni. Diorang cakap they need to work overtime. Sometimes they didn't have time for they don't have me time actually.
Yep.
Due to the overwork, so diorang ni tak ada work life balance pun. Is it true this statement, Encik Raf? Macam mana tu?
Okay, back to my previous statement. Benda ni betul dekat certain companies. Contohnya audit punya company. Apa tu, company audit, company yang professional, lawyers, doctors, apa semua tu, yes, it is very true for them. Memang dia orang have to work overtime and non-convenient hours lah. Tapi even in corporations, such as my company, sometimes you bukan bos yang paksa buat kerja tau. It's just that bos tak paksa pun suruh buat kerja sampai pukul 11. Tapi bos jenis yang macam bagi assignment pukul 7, lepas tu nak siap before pukul 8 esok. Saya tak paksa awak. Saya tak paksa awak buat benda ni. Tapi pukul 8 saya nak siap lah.
Siap awal lah
Saya balik.
So apa tu, for myself, my experience myself, I ada a few occasions where I do have to work overtime. I came in at 8, I went home at 10 PM. There are certain occasions where projects memang deadline tak boleh nak ni. Ni tak ada orang paksa tau, I yang kena buat kerja tu sendiri because my boss needs it. So there are times where I do need to work overtime. There are times where I do feel burnt out. Rasa macam penatnya hari-hari buat benda ni, Ada juga times where I penat. Tapi your question is it true? Yes, it is true.
Yeah.
Tapi you know what? That is life. Apa-apa pun kita kena accept. Tapi betul, if you ask me, work-life balance kena ada. That's why in lieu of this, company sometimes dia kasi off day apa semua kan. You guys have to take vacations every now and then. Sebab apa, you have to take care of your mental health as well. Sebab burnouts are real. You guys can boleh sampai tahap tak nak buat apa-apa langsung boleh. You guys can get burnt out. You guys can get too tired of one thing. You guys can be ni. It's it is true, betul.
Mr. Raf, sorry to interrupt lah.
No worries.
I wonder, do you have your own me time when you're working in these corporate companies?
Yes, usually it's at night lah. Usually dalam pukul 9 tu tengok okay, WhatsApp clear. Tengok email semua dah buka. Ada assignment baru. Okay, buka do not disturb. Buka Netflix, main game. Tapi okay lah, fun thing, masa saya punya resume, saya ada letak tau, saya menang sub Dota. Sebab tu je sukan yang saya main. Menang silver kot, come on lah.
But I think some of these games are built to help us with our, cognitive ability juga kadang-kadang, kan? Betul tak?
And coordination, strategic thinking, problem solving.
Encik Raf, saya nak tambah lah dekat soalan burnout tadi.
Okay.
So, beza ke burnout kita buat assignment, kita kejar deadline untuk buat assignment dengan kita kejar deadline untuk hantar kita punya kerja dekat dalam working life ni. So beza tak dia punya stress ataupun beza tak dia punya work burnout tu?
The only beza is the stakes are higher.
The stakes
burnout dia still the same. Burnout can come from anywhere. You guys can do anything and still be burnt out. Buat assignment boleh burnout, buat kerja pun boleh burnout. Tapi the stakes kalau kau kerja in a company are higher. Katakan you have to prepare a proposal for your boss to present to the board meeting by 8 PM. Kalau time tu, kalau dengan lecturer mungkin you can negotiate an extension of deadline provided baiklah kipas-kipas lah sikit lecturer tu kan. Macam
Betul.
Bukan mengajar tapi this is what worked. But with your boss, move lah board meeting tu. So kau masuk office, access card kau tak boleh masuk lah.
Yes, betul.
So apa tu the stakes are higher. Burnout is still the same. The tiresome, the work is slightly different, tapi you learn how to do it. The burnout, the feeling of tiredness, the penat apa semua tu, it would still be the same. But the stakes are much higher lah because you are
Right.
working, because you gotta remember your company is paying you to do this.
Ya, betul.
So
Okay, Mr.
apa?
Raf, I think lah, maybe this issue about the extra working hours ni bukan not facing by only the private company kan. I also think that the government sector staff juga mengalami benda ni. So for the example yang kita orang ni nampak is our ni lah madam, which is Madam Azmi, yang boleh kata tiap-tiap hari, tiap-tiap malam dia very committed to organize our Pdtalk ni. She helps us to guide whenever like, walaupun ialah biasalah ada salah silap kami. So she never like give up untuk supposed to be she only have to work like from 9 to 5 PM.
Okay.
Tapi sampai ke pagi. Still layan kita orang semua bagi komitmen.
I think it all depends on passion lah. If you're passionate, you know, you don't really look at it as a burden. You know, when you're passionate about something, I don't see it as a burden because I carry it with, you know, positivity. So it's okay, you know.
I would say banyak kerja would be the same deal, same amount of burnout, same amount of overwork. It's how you perceive things lah. Sebab if you work, contohnya if you work in a lawyer's firm, the normal working hours would be from 8 to 3 AM. So apa tu, when you transfer from a working firm, you become daripada litigation lawyer yang gaduh dalam court, you masuk jadi in-house counsel, you get to work an 8 to 5 job walaupun kerja you masih banyak, you adapt to it sebab you dah biasa kerja lagi panjang. So overwork in my dictionary is just your ability to perceive it lah. And of course, like Madam Azwin said, it's a matter of passion. If you are passionate about your job, it doesn't feel like a job. Macam do what you love what you do kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah. Betul.
Okay.
But also, like I said lah, like you have to have a certain amount of balance juga lah. You can't focus 100% into your job juga.
Tadi you tukar kan from different departments in every 3 months.
Okay.
So at the end of the whole course, at the end of the whole training, do you get to choose which department that you like, or your bosses decide which one is good for you?
Okay. So to answer your question, it's both. So you go to, okay lah, in my case, I will go through a total of 9 different departments now. Okay, in a span of 2 years, I will go through a total of 9 different departments. So in every department, every 3 months, you will be evaluated by your manager. So manager you akan submit rating you. Normal employees, biasa diorang usually their ratings or performance evaluation will only come once every year ataupun twice a year sahaja. Tapi kita orang 4 times to 5 times a year. So every department you are evaluated, whether you guys boleh kerja ke tak dengan that department, whether you guys boleh fit in the team or not, you guys boleh buat kerja ke tak, performance you okay ke tak. A lot of things lah dia orang akan rate.
Right.
When
so they have somewhat like some kind of appraisal lah juga, yeah.
Betul. We call it rotation performance record or rotation performance record. Betul. In terms of how the bosses which is after the 2-year program, diorang akan list out candidates yang diorang nak, and that's when HR will do this cross matching lah, whether your top 3 choices match with the departments that chooses you as well. Kalau katakan kalau you tak ada dalam top 3 tapi ada department yang nak you, then kita akan talk with the candidate lah, kita akan talk with the management trainee, akan your top 3 tak ada yang nak, boleh tak nak masuk department ni, tapi department ni nak you, so are you okay with this? Kalau tak okay, then selamat jalan lah, terima kasih banyak-banyak, bye bye. Kalau tak ada department yang nak juga, terima kasih, bye bye. Tapi I can tell you this lah, most management trainees, in any company, management trainees, companies will not let them go. What I mean by that, you spent 2 years training this person untuk belajar the ins and outs of the company. Kenapa kau nak bagi orang yang capable ni pergi keluar sana?
So now we can see that your future will be in the star lah.
Lepas saya naik one more thing about management training program ni, why I choose management training program is because satu, lepas keluar daripada program ni, you are highly marketable. I can say safely after this 2-year program, my starting salary I minta 4 at least.
Wow.
Tinggi tu.
Tapi apa tu, tapi if I stay in the company, your growth will be accelerated. Like a fellow alumni of this program kan, management training program dekat my company ni, he is 29. Tapi sekarang dah jadi HOD.
Let's say lah, we think that this pandemic is not going to over very soon. Jadi,
Sorry, I
this
dengar
graduate training program will be continued?
during the pandemic, you mean?
Yeah.
Yes, the program will run as usual. We will still train. Diorang still akan train. It's not just rotation, by the way. In the middle of it, they will send you for training. Sometimes every month juga lah dapat training. And this training bukan technical je, bukan yang macam belajar marketing macam mana apa. No, it's more towards grinding your soft skills. Like yesterday, I baru je habis training people management on how to manage different personalities, on how to like one of the tips I learned lah, this is much more relevant untuk you guys. Sebab sekarang semua virtual, you guys kena cakap at 110% punya volume. Sebab if you cakap macam ni, ramai orang tak akan dengar and you guys can come off as soft. So you have to give out your 110% to actually seem visible to your audience. Tapi so these trainings will sharpen your soft skills as well. That's why you are highly marketable after you graduate from this program. But your question of whether or not this program will run as usual or not ataupun tak, yes, it will run as usual. I will not lie that this pandemic has affected my program juga sebab ada benda yang kita orang nak buat tak jadi sebab yalah pandemik kan. Kita tak boleh nak buat any physical, kita nak boleh buat trip tak boleh. Tapi mungkin by the time insyaAllah any of you masuk, by the time your batch masuk, mungkin semua banyak dah vaccinate, border pun dah buka, you guys akan have more full experience lah. Yes. And I can tell you, you guys will have a much more accelerated growth than even me.
Right.
So, apply lah.
So my question sekejap satu.
Okay,
madam.
The fact that you have go through this program ni kan, management training ni.
Yes.
How different is, I mean, education university pun is considered juga as part of education training kan?
Yes.
Jadi how much different is this program compared to what we teach in universities? So what exactly do they focus on that university doesn't really focus on?
If I have to give a one-line answer, it's the on-the-job training.
Okay.
So what you learn in university is helpful, very. Tapi if I must say for myself, I tak tahulah. This one I can say for myself sahaja. What I really bring forward from my university days is my presentation skills and how I communicate with people. And my research punya skills. How I research for facts, how I research for ni, how I communicate, how I present. And these presentations, whether you guys sedar or not, is sharpening your soft skills. So your presentation, how articulate you are, how well you answer questions, these things will help you in the long run. Trust.
Listening skills and all that, right?
Betul. And how to take feedback kalau madam ataupun sir korang komen macam tak boleh nak ni, tak boleh nak accept sangat. That's how you train, how you learn, how you take feedback, etc. Banyak soft skill yang kita sebenarnya tak nampak, tapi bila kita dah keluar sana, you can actually see the difference between someone yang tak pernah go through this and someone who actually gone through this. It's a hell of a lot difference. Tapi one different from this trainee program and university training or university ways of teaching is when university teach these soft skills, most of the time it's through indirect methods daripada
Right.
cara yang tidak direct.
Betul.
And we teach more theory on how for us to be more knowledgeable lah kan.
Right.
But
Okay.
I can only say this for management punya course lah, because of course specialized course macam legal apa semua tu dia lain lah
Right.
kan.
Sorry to interrupt Cik Raf, saya ada soalan.
Please.
Macam Cik
Go
Raf
ahead.
mention kan, graduate training program by the STAR kan. Apa ya beza, the difference between the STAR graduate training program with other graduate training program? The specialty of the program itself lah.
Okay. So actually during that 6 months, I dapat dua job offer. Satu daripada CIMB, satu daripada, actually 3. 2 CIMB, 1 Great Eastern. Tapi CIMB gaji rendah sangat. And satu lagi position to sales. Great Eastern ni is where I learn to be humble. But Great Eastern ni is also a management trainee program. I dapat yang tu, tapi I nak try for BAT. Kalau korang tak tahu what BAT is British American Tobacco Company. Company yang buat Dunhill, company yang buat rokok yang mahal-mahal tu. Yes, that's the company.
Alright.
And korang tahulah market diorang sangat besar. Gaji yang diorang offer pun is about 5.4. Masuk terus jadi manager.
So one more thing, masa your batch kan you mention ada 14 kan? So ramai ke student ITM dalam batch tu?
Ada, kejap ada 14, there's me, there's siapa lagi nama? Sorry. Ari, Ain. There's 3 of us I think, if I'm not mistaken.
So the rest are what? From private uni ke fresh graduate dari mana tu?
Kejap ada 4, sorry terlupa, member sendiri terlupa. Ada 4. The rest ada 2 from University of Nottingham. Yang satu daripada University from San Francisco rasanya, tak silap.
Wow.
Satu dia major in, okay, this is one thing lah, sebab diorang ni major lain-lain. Yang daripada daripada Nottingham University tu, both major in psychology. Lepas tu University of Essex, seorang psychology major juga. Yang daripada San Francisco, criminology. Yang UiTM ni pun seorang degree, apa yang glamour tu, benda tu? Eskom, yes.
So you mean to say in order to be qualified for this, dia tak kisah ke major apa macam mana?
Dia tak kisah sebab for one thing, kita orang ada seorang student UTP daripada one of our management trainee student UTP graduated from degree in petroleum engineering ke petroleum geoscience.
Wow.
Lepas tu seorang juga student UiTM tu daripada environmental science. So memang
doesn't matter. Okay guys, I think you should take this opportunity, betul tak?
Betul.
Yes,
Sila,
we're excited.
sila.
Korang semua tertunggu-tunggukan apa yang something special yang Encik Raf nak mention after this. Okay, kita akan bagi cue ni dekat Encik Raf untuk share program yang dia nak buat nanti.
Oh, bukanlah saya nak buat tapi okay, boleh juga.
Okay.
No, I think he's sharing with us some good news kot.
Okay, thank you for everyone yang stay so far. I will present my screen. Boleh nampak ke?
Boleh.
Okay, boleh.
Alright, so thank you everyone yang stay. Star Trek, be part of something bigger. Star Trek ni, kalau korang nak tahu, is what we call our management trainee program. So basically yang management trainee kita orang tak panggil management trainees lah, kita orang panggil Star Trekker. So kenapa kita orang panggil Star Trekker is because, okay, first of all, let's introduce my company lah. My company is Star Media Group. I'm on behalf of Star Media Group juga hari ni. Our tagline is the people's paper. Our motto is inform, inspire and innovate. Entered the waiting room. Admit ke apa ni?
Okay. Itu
Alright.
abaikan.
Cik Raf teruskan.
Okay. So if you guys know, the Star ni ada a few brands under its subsidiaries. Macam The Star, Rage, M-Star, Dim Sum Entertainment. Yang ni jangan cerita lah, dia nak shut down dah.
Dah nak close down. Dah shut down.
Close down dah. Yang tu kita cerita kejap lagi. So saya rasa saya pun macam take part juga rasanya.
Alright.
988 excuse me, sorry. Suria, kalau korang tak tahu ni radio yang Star punya juga. Star Property yang korang nak cari rumah apa semua tu, Kuali, mystarjob.com, and of course lah semua ni Perfect Living apa semua ni semua by the Star. So these are our brands. Next would be, okay, apa itu Star Trek? Star Trek is actually an acronym. Acronym ni macam singkatan lah. Star Talent Roadmap for Aptitude, Competence and Knowledge. It's a 2-year graduate program aimed at developing and shaping today's fresh graduates, which is you guys, and young professionals into high achievers of tomorrow to spearhead the future of media. Okay. So program dia basically, yeah, like I said lah, it's diverse job rotations, and then the leadership development is when you develop your soft skills, all these things that cannot be taught only by theory. It has to be done on the job while you're experiencing your rotations as well. Lepas tu you also have to conduct your business projects, and then you engage with the top management. This is our previous CEO, dia dah tak ada sekarang. So also guided mentorship. So mentor kita orang is previous Star Trekker. You can see this girl is also a Star Trekker. She's still in her late 20s tapi sekarang dah naik manager.
Oh, wow.
So yeah. So also ada jugalah opportunity korang untuk, if you join and you get into this program, you will be like, so this also relates to your question tadi lah Fatin. Management trainee memang semua sama, rotation basis, engage with top management, leadership program apa semua, tapi not every company will give you the opportunity untuk tulis for their paper. You can see this, Xiao Tong, Junai Ibrahim, Mizan, semua ni are my colleagues as a Star Trekker, as someone, a management trainee. So you go online, you go on on the Star Online, you search these names, you akan nampak artikel-artikel yang diorang tulis, and they write a lot. Junai Ibrahim ni, ada artikel dia tu even front page of the newspaper, and that is something yang boleh add on to your portfolio, not just a regular CV, and it is shown on the #1 English newspaper. So this is what the Star can actually give you. It's not an easy it's not a opportunity yang easily come by lah.
Yeah.
Bukan semua orang ada peluang untuk dapat ni. Okay, on top of that adalah kita punya activity. By the way, ni sebelum MCO ni February tahun lepas, jangan kecam. Dia ni previous Star Trekker juga tapi she left the company already. Ni Star Trekker sekarang 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 semua Star Trekker. Ni, so you guys will involve yourself in a lot of ni lah. So one important thing when you go into corporate world is networking. The more people you know, the more favors you can ask. Sebab sometimes kerja yang 10 minit nak buat pun orang malas nak buat. Unless you know the person. Kalau kau tahu orang tu macam, oh boleh tak tolong buat ni, diorang akan terus buatkan. Tapi kalau kau jenis yang macam, if you're like an acquaintance, someone from outside asking for favors and whatnot, then even a favor that takes you 10 minutes will take you a day.
Yeah.
So this program will introduce you to some of the top management lah. This is the manager, senior exec, etc. So this is during MCO. Tapi adalah kita involved in handling events jugalah. Technically we will be someone who will help the events business unit. This is how we make rapport juga. This is how we build rapport with the senior management juga. How we make ourselves known lah, macam mana kita nak dikenali oleh top management. We involve ourselves in projects, events, etc. So the program outline would look like this lah. First, you assess yourself, assessment center, your key strength, development area, your personality, how your attitude will look like, your mindset. Lepas tu year 1 kick off. Year 1 ni you will take 1 year to actually know yourself, your team building, your training modules, kita belajar all the technical project management, influencing skills, apa lagi? Mock business presentation, etc. Lepas tu year 2 is also somewhat similar juga. And then you have graduation lah.
Alright.
So okay, let's cover that for a while. So Some activities ni January tahun lepas. This is the first activity that we did. Like I said lah, sebab tu I cakap our experience were not as full as it's supposed to be. Sebab most of the activities will be taught into something like this, hands-on experience on doing projects. Macam ni kita orang kena bina perabot, kena lukis plan, kena bina perabot dalam masa sehari.
Wow.
So this will teach you teamwork and how planning is important. Because everyone can say planning is important, tapi if you don't experience it yourself, your process of doing 10-minute planning lepas tu 8-hour work will go to disaster. Tapi we can only say that kita cakap je. Banyak kali kita cakap pun benda tak jadi juga. So kita bagi experience sendiri. So like I said lah, the experience will be much fuller maybe insyaAllah for you guys sebab these kind of activities can run next year insyaAllah lah.
Amin, insyaAllah.
Okay, so of course there's also ada program yang macam ni, training, knowing people, how to empathize with people, dealing with different personalities. These kind of things is something that you use every day, tapi it's not taught. So we take the extra step to teach you how to do it. So ada jugalah, of course lah, it's not all fun and game. It's not all work and no fun. Ada jugalah macam majlis raya ni. This is one of the highlights juga lah. This will give the extra edge to you sebab how many people can say that after 1 year of working, you get to present to the C-suites of the company. So this is our COO dah resign, CMO also dah resign, CFO, Chief Operation Officer, Chief Marketing Officer, and Chief Financial Officer. So diorang will give you the project based on real problems in the department. You have to do consultation lah. Consultation, and you have to present to the board. This is your board. By the end of this, by the end of the project, the C-suites know you and want you in the company. So you have the biggest backing and the biggest network in the company ni. And masa event ni, sebabkan HOD tak boleh datang, diorang live streamkan presentation kita orang. So all the HODs tengok kita orang punya presentation, and I can tell you my workload before the presentation to the C-suites daripada sini naik macam ke langit. Tiba-tiba everyone starts believing in us. Tiba-tiba everyone starts knowing our capability, and that's when we realize most of the execs we can do better. Alright, moving on. So this is suitable for you if you guys want accelerated career growth. Like I said lah, Star Trekkers ni are highly, the management trainees in any company like actually are viewed highly in the company. Personalized professional development sebab this is one of the struggles for fresh grads juga tau. Diorang bila keluar into the job market, they don't know what they want to do. They don't know whether they nak buat marketing ke, diorang nak buat HR ke, diorang nak buat sales ke, they don't know. So these management training programs, you guys, it doesn't matter in Star or outside there, it would give you the experience on how to function in the corporate world lah, whether you work in different departments or you work in one department as well. So the next thing, if you want diversify skill sets in the business, like this is more related to the portfolio, I will explain later. Highly driven to learn and excel. So kalau you guys want to learn and excel as a professional employee or as a corporate person, then this is a program for you lah. Okay, what would it take for you to be a part of something bigger? So great. This is also an acronym. You have to want to grow. We do not want to have to tell you what to do, sebab that's not how it works. You guys need to know how to grow, how to put perspective, how to put inputs, how to seek fresh ideas. And these are the things that actually is taught indirectly masa when we are studying in UiTM. Cuma kita tak cakap je direct. Macam madam korang suruh buat suruh cari research, bagi tahu yang facts ni kena be backed by a study not earlier than 2016 apa semua tu, is because they want to train you to research for ideas which are relevant and still and factual. So yeah, benda-benda macam ni is something that ni lah we need lah. Resilience resilience ni macam like I said lah Syawal, you are very resilient. Kena sabar, we have to, it's about bouncing back lah. Tak boleh lah bos marah sekali terus okay claim saya nak balik, saya tak nak kerja dah. Cannot. You have to be resilient. Instinct. Okay, so you have to build your experience here as well, because like it or not, a lot of our instinct come from experience. We can't say that api tu panas unless kita pernah tahu ataupun kita pernah terasa sakit sebab panas. We can't say that. So instinct comes from experience, and you also have to build your critical thinking lah, macam your analytical skills, your creativity, etc. Tenacity. Yeah, this also relate back to resilience lah. You will need to tahan, because you can't tahan sehari lepas tu expect tomorrow to be better. It will always get tough. And you must go through it with a can-do attitude. I pernah sekali I tengah buat kerja, stres sangat macam menangis. Tu buat je. Sapu-sapu buat je lah. Kena marah kan, buat je. Macam tak apa. Nak belah tak boleh. Okay. So that's great. It's more than just not giving up. And you have to note these things. Management trainee is not an internship. Kita bukan intern. Our expectations are high. We are being paid. Okay, tak boleh cakap exact number, but relatively higher than a fresh grad would have. Sebab tu our assessment is very thorough. And sebab expectation kita tinggi, we have frequent evaluations and feedback. Sebab tu kita kena every 3 months you dah belajar something, you dah power, tiba-tiba kena start from zero balik. With the only thing you can do is just bring back the experience from those last 3 months to help you here. So as you go through this, you will grow. One of the most found problems in fresh grads is after dia orang kerja setahun, dia orang bosan ataupun dia orang burn out. Dia orang macam dah selesa. Some people like it. Some people like staying in that sweet spot of I know how to do this. I don't have to move. But some people will macam terasa-rasa nak I need to learn something new. I need to do something new. So this is what frequent evaluations and feedback would help you with lah. Okay. This one I don't really need to explain lah. Job rotations, assignment and projects, self-development, personal and professional development. So semua ni will come by in training. This is also an aspect of it, dealing with people from different walks of life. You will need to deal with people across all generations. Yang dah duduk sini for almost 30 years pun ada. Yang almost 35 years pun ada. Yang baru masuk pun ada. Adapting to different work styles. So banyak orang banyak cara. So you have to adapt lah. The core mentality of this program is to adjust your adaptability. That's why management trainees are highly marketable out there. They know, bos dia orang tahu, aku campak apa-apa pun kat dia ni, dia orang boleh buat. And one of the most important thing is networking. Because you work with some of the big people, you network, you liaise with them, you kenal dia orang, you buat baik, apa semua, kerja laju, kerja efficient, and you know a lot of people. Kalau dia orang belah pun, they can actually vouch for you. So dia orang boleh support you bila you nak apply for kerja lain. This is why LinkedIn is important tau. Sebab when you go to LinkedIn, orang-orang yang you kenal boleh endorse you. What that means is, kalau you cakap project management is one of your skills, sometimes LinkedIn akan tanya your connection ataupun your friends whether, kalau nak pasal project management, siapa yang akan tanya? Lepas tu dia akan bagi list of 4 orang lah. And kalau dia orang pick you, and then that endorsement by someone will show up on your profile. So you are more credible. So bayang kalau CEO kau kata kau pandai project manage. That is why LinkedIn is very important. That's why start doing it now.
You have to take your charge of yourself lah. So
Yeah,
I don't think it's bad to take good advice, right?
Raf, you have your very first LinkedIn since when?
Masa saya nak apply for internship, tak silap saya. Or was it after my internship? I can't remember. Masa tu Viva kot. Saya pun tak ingat. Tapi masa saya apply internship. Oh, before. Yep, before. buat juga resume because employers will need your resume juga. Okay, let's move on. Some tips before I end this is always keep an open mind. This is important sebab you can't be expect to be told everything masa you dah masuk kerja. Be bold to take up new challenge. Jangan tunggu je orang bagi kerja. Be proactive lah. Apa tu, ambil kerja baru. Walaupun rasa kerja tu banyak, ambil je. Boleh tak, boleh buat tak, boleh buat tak boleh buat, kita fikir nanti. Be bold.
Like offering ourselves lah. Like okay, walaupun kerja kita dah habis, then kita offer juga nak tolong lagi.
Yes. Make yourself visible lah sebab like it or not, at the end of the day, siapa yang akan rate your performance review? It's your boss.
Yeah.
So next, be true to yourself but try to improve yourself at all times. You have to know your place juga lah. So that's why if you are good, you be humble and realize that you can always improve yourself. But also don't cut yourself short lah. Kalau you guys buat banyak kerja, janganlah cakap oh sikit je. Like benda besar, cakap besar. Tapi stay humble. Remember that there's always ways to improve yourself. And also always be ready for different possibilities sebab yalah apa-apa pun tak boleh expect kan. Macam I thought I was free today tapi tiba-tiba my boss throws me into this big project, kata okay, the management trainee handle staff engagement anniversary. So okay, this one lah. If you want to apply, make sure you tick all these boxes you would. The most apparent one is this top one lah, 3.2. All degrees welcome. So degree apa-apa pun boleh. No problem.
I see.
Asalkan 3.2 CGPA. This one also less than 2 years of working experience sebab kita nak fresh grad. Kita tak nak orang yang dah bekerja like 10 tahun nak apply. Sorry but we'll humbly reject you. Nanti kalau korang join, basically I will be your mentor lah. So get ready lah. Like I'm not this nice. Dekat office I'm not this nice. Okay, let's look at the application stage process. Stage 1 is submission of application and resume. Lepas tu kita akan buat online assessment. Kita akan test you guys. Lepas tu ada phone interview. And then ada face-to-face interview. And then ada assessment center. This is where yang I cakap yang diorang akan tengok when you're not on guard tu lah. Bila diorang, macam bila kalau kau belagak belakang diorang tapi ada assessor kat belakang tu tulis gulak lah, silap lah. Lepas tu baru confirmation. Before confirmation ni adalah medical check-up apa semua kan. Tapi basically the process is this lah. Most jobs usually it's this, stage 1 straight to stage 4 ataupun stage 3, 4, lepas tu hired. Stage 1, stage 4, hired. So this is why kita punya ni, sebab this one will test your book smarts. This one will test how you answer your questions. This one will test how you punya body language, how well you articulate yourself, etc. This one will test your soft skills. Your presentation, your communication, whether you're a team player or not. Lepas tu baru kita boleh decide. So 400 orang yang I mentioned tu went through all this and 14 je yang dapat sini. Okay, this is what I have in mind for you guys. So kita orang akan start apply, kita orang akan start recruiting 1st of August. And if you scan this, we will email you guys with the with the application process and the how-tos to go next lah. Macam mana korang nak like korang kena hantar resume ke, korang kena buat ni ke, korang buat apa tu, the steps lah basically. Tapi I welcome it, don't worry. We are recruiting.
So shall we open for Q&A?
Yes.
Boleh.
Mungkin ada yang nak bertanya soalan. I think that was a great sharing. This is the good news. I think our panel meant earlier. He was going to tell all of us. This is a great opportunity, despite the fact that it.
Mas Arina.
Hello.
Sarina.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Okay.
Kan, boleh.
Okay, so my name is Mas Arina and Assalamualaikum Encik Syarafi, Madam Azwin and all the organizing committees. So I have a question. Okay, so earlier Mr. Rafi mentioned that
you don't have that much experience when you first enter the company, right? So may I know what was your biggest adjustment when you first entered the company? So can you share a bit of the culture in the corporate world?
Okay, Ken. So thank you for that question. Yes, I did not have much experience when I went in. I think your question is how do I adapt to the changes in the corporate world, right? If I'm to answer your question, in university we are often being assigned something. Like I said earlier in the talk, like you dah biasa orang bagi tahu you dah biasa orang bagi instructions on you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to get good marks. Once you enter your corporate world, it's not always the case. You work as a team, everyone has their goals. Your boss will only give you the goals but not the means. So you have to find out how to work through that, and that is the biggest thing that I have to adapt to lah. Sebab yelah, I dah biasa orang bagi assignment, I buat, I dapat markah, settle. But this time I need to figure out myself on how to achieve this. I need to figure out who I need to liaise with. I need to figure out how do I do this. And don't expect your boss to teach you all the time, because that's not necessarily always the case. So for the most part, it's adapting from a learning culture to a working culture. So my advice to everyone who is going is keep an open mind lah. Like never expect instructions to be spoon-fed to you. That is one of the biggest thing that I have to learn lah. Okay, does that answer your question, Mas Arina?
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, cool. Any more questions?
Oh yeah, a
I have
lot.
a question.
Okay, sila.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. Nama saya Hazika.
Assalamualaikum.
So my question is, you said that you've worked in Kidzania kan? So I also have worked in Kidzania. So macam dalam Kidzania kan, we shift from different establishment kan? Macam mengikut weeks or following months. Tapi the job scope is still the same. So it's easy to adapt to different establishment. But how do you adapt to be jumping from one department to another department?
Okay, thank you for the question. I think to answer this question, I think it's best if I show my portfolio now lah. Yeah, so your question was on how I would manage different departments kan. It's on the job training. All of it is on the job training. You learn soft skills, you learn how to liaise with people. That's why there's a community of 14 of you tau. Sebab all 14 of you ni, you talk to each other macam mana nak deal with this department, macam mana nak deal with these people. At first memang you guys akan lost. Sebab tak tahulah macam mana aku nak buat ni, macam mana aku nak buat ni. Yes, at first it's normal. How do you do this? But it's also important for you to have a community of those who support you and how to deal with these challenges.
Where do you see yourself in 3 years' time?
3 years, I'll be 27. Hopefully, at least 2 ranks above what I am now. Because I am now an E2, which is exact level. I at least hope to be an assistant manager lah. Kalau tak lagi tinggi pun tak apa. Tak nak tolak rezeki. So, sebab this accelerated growth, this program will actually build you up banyak. And there's a lot of things, and when you go, at least especially lepas 1 tahun you're into this program, you will realize you can do much more than the normal exact.
Hi, Encik Syarafi, Madam. Okay, Encik Syarafi.
Yes, sir.
I have a question. Okay, we can agree that untuk sesuaikan kat satu tempat kerja merupakan satu cabaran untuk kerja yang baru ataupun seorang graduate yang fresh. Jadi kalau Encik Syarafi boleh kongsikan a good method or a good way untuk adapt dalam sesuatu workplace tu.
Okay, satu tips Okay, thank you. Great question, Adam. I will try to answer to my very best lah. So one tip for you to survive or adapt in the corporate world, one tip if I must leave you with lah, try to make friends on your first day. Try cari someone yang dah kerja lama yang boleh sekufu dengan kau, like to learn the most. You need to have someone at least to tell you how it's like to teach you. Yes, you have to learn by yourself, tapi you need someone that you can refer to or else you'll drown. Kalau dia bukan subject matter expert pun tak apa, just someone to at least rely on at least for the first few weeks. Sebab, like it or not, we are human. We need someone to teach us as well. Does that answer your question, Adam?
Right.
Next question. Kita ada berapa minit lagi ni?
Maybe
Habis
this
dah.
one, the last one.
This one last question.
Okay. Silakan. Siapa ni? As a student, we always stay up late until midnight. But when I see the conditions after graduating and work, I heard there's a lot more work to do. But how do you manage it as well as spend time in work without ignoring family time? Okay, so basically balancing work time and family time lah. I'm so sorry if all my answers are pretty much of a no-brainer, tapi this is how I deal with it lah. Most of the time it's you adapt to it. You will make time. You busy macam mana, you will make time for your family also. Sebab apa tu, of course lah, first few months mungkin you too busy to deal with your family apa semua, tapi there are times where you will actually make time. So how do you manage time? Well, you will learn when you go through it. Like how I manage my time is that every day masa dinner ataupun petang-petang pukul 5 macam tu, I turun bawah, I make coffee, sit down with my mom, sembang-sembang. You make time 5 minutes, 10 minutes sembang, or during dinner time, that's considered time already. But of course, it's different for people jugalah. For different people, different experiences with family kan. So sorry lah, it's a bit of a no-brainer, tapi the only way you can learn to manage is to experience it yourself.
Also, to our speaker for today regarding kita punya topik hari ni pasal corporate world, Cik Raf ada bagi tips macam mana masa kita nak masuk interview, macam mana kita nak jawab masa interview tu, and then kita kena match energy dengan interviewer kita. Lepas tu kita juga nak tahu jugalah apa benda yang kita kena buat untuk adapt dalam dunia pekerjaan ni. Thank you for sharing with us your perspective about the corporate world, Encik Raf, and it is important sebagai kita fresh graduate nanti kan, sangat-sangat important bagi kami. Now, don't you guys want to know what happens to our Syawal and Hazim punya gimmick tadi? Yang berlakon jadi belagak tadi tu kan.
Menyampa dengan Tengku.
Nak Sri kan. Nak tengok. Jom. Let's continue for the finale, shall we?
Ahmad, Hazim and Syawal, I've asked a lot of questions to you both. Okay, just for the sake of it, tell me about yourself. Let's go with Syawal first.
Alright, I go first. Okay, first of all, my name is Tengku Syawal bin Tengku Ahmad Mas'ud. I'm Tan Sri Tan lah, macam tu lah, lebih kurang lah. I would like to highlight lah my qualifications about my study maybe.
Okay.
Because I see this is the most like I can proud of myself lah.
Okay.
So the first is I want to share that I am a graduate degree from Malaya.
Okay.
And then I also want to share my sayangan. I'm so proud of it.
Pandai pula tak guna UiTM.
Tak boleh. Beda. In character. Oh, sorry. So, I think I'm very qualified lah for this job because of my achievement and my qualification. So, you can see
Okay.
a lot of certificate on this part.
And you chose a thick file. Great.
That's all from me.
Cool. Hazim, tell me about yourself.
Okay, my name is Azim and I'm graduating from UKP, University Kampung Pisang. Did you know? It's nearby
I've heard of it.
Like zombie Kampung Pisang, near than that lah. My GPA is not a very good one, but I think I can manage to enter this world, this corporate world, which is I'm 3.2. And other than that, my soft skill also I heard that people tell me that I'm a team player, which I have managed to become a project head of project on event which involve of people that yang melibatkan orang untuk bantu satu sama lain, iaitu macam CSR.
Okay.
Daripada itu saya juga jadi captain of debate for the university, which unfortunately my university came in the second place, which is the runner up. So it's a good experience to do that.
Okay, cool. Okay, anak Tan Sri.
Ya, saya.
Thank you for your participation. Good luck in your future endeavors.
Alright.
You may go home now. Hazim can stay for a bit.
Huh? What happened? Oh my god. Ayah, you kidding ah? Huh? Anak Tasri kot. How dare you
security.
Oh my god, how dare you reject me? I anak Tasri tau. Huh?
Mana ni organizing team tak dengar pun bunyi.
Security, thank you.
Oh my god. Cik bagi tahu bapak cik jaga. How dare you?
Tak tahu bapak konsultan.
Fine.
Mari ikut saya, jom. Kita keluar.
I can jalan sendiri lah.
Hello tuan.
Sila keluar tuan.
Do you know why he was rejected and you are accepted?
Why, Mr. Ra?
Okay, so first of all, 4.5 is not a real thing, so obviously he's lying. So unless you graduate from someone like UNSF, University of South Francisco, then there's no such thing as a 4.5 GPA. Right, you having a 3.2, which is very minimal bench, but you mentioned that you are a team player. You do your charitable work, your CSRs. You are captain of debate, which comes in second, despite your quote-unquote infamous university reputation. You have what it takes to be a part of this company. So congratulations. You start Monday.
Alhamdulillah, ya Allah. Alhamdulillah. Thank you, sir.
Are there any advice that ataupun apa orang kata any last words tips ataupun yang Cik Raf nak cakap untuk kita wrap up our session nanti?
First of all, thank you again for having me here. It is a great opportunity. This is my first time giving a speech or a talk. Thank you to the committee, Shawal, Hazim, Farah, sorry, I'm really bad with names.
It's okay.
Indra, Fatin, Shaida, and of course, Madam Azwin as well. Thank you for even considering me. I really hope you guys learn at least some things before, and I really hope you guys can bring some things that I tell you guys. Apa-apa yang saya cakap hari ni harap-harap boleh bawa masuk ke dunia pekerjaan ataupun boleh teringat sikit-sikit lah. Apa pun, good luck, especially for those yang hitting the job market. Best of luck.
With that being said, I would like to express my gratitude and appreciation to Mr. Syarafi, our guest speaker for this evening. Okay, not to forget, we would like also to thank our lovely advisor, Madam Azri Aksan. Madam, do you have any last word that you want to say?
Sorry, lupa pula. Thank you also Dr. Rachel for macam, talking me up.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, that's why. That's the first thing I wanted to ask sebenarnya. First and foremost, of course, Dr. Rachel actually played quite a role in getting our panel speaker in today. Of course, it's very much related to the coursework that we are doing, which is on professional development. And in our mind, selalunya kalau kita nak panggil speaker, kita nak yang betul, yang like all those 15 years, 20 years experience kan. So we feel like we can learn a lot more. Tapi sebenarnya Even last semester we had very young panels juga, and we still learn a lot because it is different. Yeah, the perspective tu lain. Maybe it can actually relate to you guys differently on a different level. So I think this session today has been an eye opener juga to many of the participant and my student hosts as well. So I would like to express my gratitude to our panel speaker, Mr. Raf, for making time. Alhamdulillah, we have managed to come to today's event dengan jayanya lah. I can consider this a very successful sharing this evening because until this moment, we still have almost 100 participants in our program. So Alhamdulillah, and I think everybody is actually finding this very useful lah, you know, very useful. I think they find you very close to their age juga, jadi macam you know the challenges boleh relate lah, you know. But I hope with this thing in place, we can actually try and keep this professional relationship going on, maybe next semester and or whenever there is an opening, we can still work together on this because insyaAllah next semester kalau diizinkan kita akan ada juga Pdtalk. So Pdtalk ni memang we are planning to make it a semester event, semester program. Jadi memang we have this going on. Jadi we need to keep kena keep ourselves updated lah juga with whatever is going on out there. So kita ni kan macam shock sendiri kan dekat dalam universiti ni kan, buka buku teks, we think that's the world lah. Okay, so you must remember buku teks when they produce buku teks, it's mesti ada the year there. Jadi whatever case study in there is within that particular year. So we never know, things have changed. Jadi having programs like this can really keep you intact lah dengan whatever's going on out there. So this Pdtalk series has been macam apa orang kata has been getting a lot of feedback yang sangat positif, sangat baik, because we are actually bringing people from out there, from the industry, to actually share whatever new things that's happening out there for you guys. So it is for the benefit of the future graduates juga, insyaAllah. So if everything goes well, you guys akan graduate insyaAllah very soon. So please use these opportunities to learn more. Encik Ras pun dah willingly to help, but like he said, he's not going to be that nice to you if you actually going to enter the star. So dekat mana-mana pun sama je, dekat mana-mana pun sama. But if you are orang kata apa, resilient, if you have that character kan, you ingin belajar and improve yourself, then there shouldn't be any obstacle that will stop you lah. Inshallah you will be able to overcome all those obstacles that comes your way, inshallah. So I would like to also congratulate to my my organizing team, host today. So with all the organizing team, congratulations, So and of course I want to take this opportunity juga to thank all the participants today for the good question. This topic today is on employability. So you punya marketability macam mana. So it actually brings you all different perspective lah about the job world. Banyak benda sebenarnya, is endless lah orang kata. So kalau nak discuss pasal this topic alone, this Pdtalk session for less than 2 hours ni is not enough sebenarnya. Like Encik Raf juga cakap tadi, learning doesn't stop here. You know, just because we answer your question today, that doesn't mean that's the exact answer. You will learn as you go along. Okay, there are many more things that we need. Until today, I am still learning new things every day. So, you know, gear up, face this challenge because you're still young. Jangan nak kisah sangat kerja lebih masa because you still have the age. If you're 23, you're still questioning why you expected to be working late, then you have some kind of issue with yourself lah. Okay, so think about it. Alright. So itu saja. Terima kasih. Apologize kalau ada tersalah cakap ke.
Thank you so much, madam. Thank you so much, madam, for assisting us and being helpful sangat-sangat helpful throughout the talk preparation. We really appreciate it. Okay, to everyone has joined this talk, thank you very much for your time and for your active participation during this talk. Your cooperation are highly appreciated. Thank you so
Yes,
much.
Thank you
Thank you
semua.
participant.
Have a nice day.